Hi everyone, I am showing you the mess that is on my floor because I am going through all of my palettes. As you can see, we have quite a few in piles, and then we've got a few more on the desk here. So today I am going to go through, while I put you back in the camera stand, I'm going to go through all of my palettes, make sure they're labelled up properly, and once I've gone through them all, if there are any that you think, oh my gosh, I would really love to see those swatched out or whatever, then let me know. So I'm going to start off by showing you all of the Derwent ones that I have, Derwent palettes. So where should we start? Okay, I think we'll start with set 1 and set 2. You can buy these as one big set. So this is set 1. What have we got? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so there's 12 in each of these. But yeah, you can buy it as a set of 24. It's just that when I bought them, when they first came out, they were set 1 and set 2. I don't know if they still do that. But, yeah, set 1 has got sun yellow, mango, poppy red, dark plum, mid ultramarine, bright blue, racing green, teal green, kiwi, burnt yellow ochre, natural brown, and ink black. And it looks like I've added in, what have I added in? A Payne's grey, a pale gold, and that's probably a dioxazine. Oh no, it's violet. I have no idea what violet is, but I've obviously added that in there just to balance that set out a bit more. But so I have set 1, and I also have set 2. Set 2 comes with sherbet lemon, tangerine, scarlet, fuchsia. Let's make sure it's in a bit more. French ultramarine, navy blue, turquoise, Ionian green, light olive, red oxide, and sepia ink. And then, what's that? Antique white. So I have those two, but they're, as all of you probably know, the Inktense range are inks as opposed to watercolour as such. So there we go, that's my 2 of those. I also have their pastel colours, which I don't think I've even used. Look, so here we've got their pastel set, which has got lemon, peach, coral pink, pink flamingo, orchid pink, lavender, cornflower blue, turquoise, mint, artichoke, storm grey, and silver blue. So all of their sets always come with these little water brushes, which is really handy. I've probably used them in other things if you can't see them in there. So we have the pastels. What else have we got? We have got the charcoal set. Here's the charcoal set, which has got dark moss, forest pine, driftwood, mountain blue, ocean deep, thistle, glowing embers, burnt earth, natural, dark, and white. So yeah, you can see those there. They are rather lovely. I rate all of the Derwent materials. They are top quality. Then we've got the Graphitint set. So, oh look, I've actually swatched that one out. So there you go. You've got Autumn Brown, Russet, Meadow, Green Grey, Slate Green, Ocean Blue, Steel Blue, Dark Indigo, Aubergine, Juniper Port and Graphite Grey. These are lovely little sets, I have to say, and they are really good for when you're out and about. Then I've got the Shade and Tone. Luckily, I've labelled all these up. This is what I'm going to be doing today, tidying and labelling. So this is really for, I think it's probably more, I was going to say for portraits, but maybe not. But anyway, it's called Shade and Tone. So we've got Mars Orange, Sanguine, Venetian Red, Sepia, Autumn Brown, Burnt Embers, Burnt Earth, Sepia Ink, Graphite Grey, Storm Grey, White and Black. Probably this Shade and Tone would be quite good if you are wanting to be a little bit monochrome in your painting. And really just sticking to some basic colours. So that is Shade and Tone. And then finally in the Derwent line, yep, we have actually, this is the Line and Wash Paint Pan set. Now I think this came with a water brush and a fine liner. However, you can see that I have probably, well, I have put other things in here. When I was going out and about, it was like, right, well, I'm going to need, that looks like typically Payne's Grey, Buff Titanium, a gold and white, which is acrylic white, basically. So, yeah, you've got quite a few nice colours in there. It's a mixture. So some of them are the Graphitints in here. But you can, I'm not going to keep reading all the colours out. You can see those colours there. It's an interesting one, this one, Line and Wash. It's been put together particularly to, you know, when you do a line drawing and then you want to add a splash of colour wash over the top. So it's a quite a nice little palette there, Line and Wash. So those are all of my Derwent palettes. Let's move on. Okay, on to Schmincke. These are all my Schmincke palettes. So these are Schmincke Academy. The palette is not a Schmincke palette because all of these paints, apart from a few odd ones, they came in a Christmas advent calendar. You got 1/2 pan per day throughout, oops, that one's fallen out, throughout December. So there were 24 in all, and on Christmas Eve you got the gold one. So that's one set of Schmincke Academy, already labelled up. I'm doing quite well so far. Let's move on to this set of Schmincke. These are also Schmincke Academy. So there's this, oops, this little set of 12 that I've got. Funnily enough, I don't seem to use the Schmincke that much. But anyway, this one is what's called the porcelain set. So with this one, you've got a porcelain bit in the middle there. And then you've got your mixing trays. There's our colours. I've obviously added white gouache. Gold is core. and Dioxazine Purple, which is possibly Winsor & Newton. I've had this one for quite a while. This one is not good for taking out and about. It's actually really heavy. Then we have the latest of my Schmincos, because this is the retro set that I put up on my website. So it's got the 6 colours, and then they're also in tubes. So that's the retro set. And then this set came in this lovely case. I can't remember what it was called. Ultimate, maybe? Ultimate set. I might have written on it. I might not have. These are Schminke Horodam. So, and those are the colours that I have in that one. So I have quite a few Schminke, but luckily I'm not having to label those up because they are already labelled. But as I said, if any of you want anything swatching, then you'll need to let me know. Pop them back all together. What should we do next? Core. Okay. Oh, I'm having to stretch across the floor here, everybody. Right, so let's bring up some of the core palettes that I have. I may have to go out a bit, I think. Right. So we'll start with this one, and we'll move the others out of the way. So this core set is one that I've made up out of tubes. So those are our colours. So we've got quite a lot of nice colours in there. And this is a Paul Rubens empty palette that I've put them in. But look, I'm good. I've labelled that one up. So let's just pop you in there. And then we have this little core set, which is rather dinky and rather nice. So look, you can see the state of my palettes, can't you? Anyway, they all work. So, but that one is all labelled up, and these are all half pans. And there's 12 half pans in there with a good selection of colours. Whoops. Oh. Let's pop you back in there. And then, what have we got? I've got this one. And I've given a link to this before on one of my previous videos, but here we have some, what colours are these? These are core, of course they are, that's why they're labelled up as core. So there we go, we've got some core paints there. That one is a good travel one. In fact, I might keep all the travel sets separately. Let's keep you over there. Right, then we have, what have we got here? 12 introductory colours. Okay, these are tubes. Right. These should probably be in with my tubes then, shouldn't they? But here we go. we have all of those that are the introductory. Let's put them up the right way, shall we? Nickel Azo Yellow, Hansa Yellow Light, Quin Gold Deep, Pyrrole Red Light, Quinacridone Magenta, Permanent Alizarin Crimson, Phthalo Blue Green shade, Yellow Ochre, which is a natural, Ultramarine Blue, Viridian, Burnt Sienna Natural, and Payne's Grey. So, I think that they probably need to go together with, these were the earth colours. And I'm guessing these are tubes as well, aren't they? Oh, some of them are missing. Okay. So these were the earth colours. But do I have a replacement? High-chroma, introductory. No, I don't have a replacement for if they're gone. That might not be good then. Okay, so anyways, those are tubes. They're the earth colours. Then we have got the high chroma colours. There we go. Those 6 there. So we've got some high chroma colours. They're all in there. Okay. And another introductory set and another introductory set. Okay, I obviously have bought those as spares, and that one is another one that's not open, which is high chroma. Okay, so I think those I'm going to put with my tube paints, not with my palettes. Next up then, we have Art Philosophy. These are the watercolour confections. So I've got the Currants, which has all these greens and blues. And I actually quite rate the Art Philosophy paints. I really like them. This one is called Essence, with those colours in, and Essence is a lovely palette actually. And then this one is Decadent Pies, one of their famous ones. Really pretty colourway for that one. So those I'm not going to open because they're already there, and we will pop them in. So let's move on to Daniel Smith. So, bearing in mind these are not my tubes are somewhere else. So I have this little set that's got lots of Daniel Smith colours in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 5 8s. There's 40 paints in there, which I've obviously done as a travel set. So I'm going to put that in my travel box. We've got this one, which I can't remember where I got this from. It came with this pad, and you've got this little board. These are the colours that I've got in there, and you will see that we've got a lot of Daniel Smith, but I don't think this was a Daniel Smith palette. I've obviously repurposed this, but that's fine, and I'm not sure that all of them, well, they could be, because Daniel Smith did do some half pans, but some of them don't look quite right. So I've obviously made this up, but the majority seem to be Daniel Smith. And it's quite nice with the little... So I'm going to put that with my travel sets. And then I need to write on this one. Let me find a pen, because this, otherwise I never know what I've got where. This is all Daniel Smith. It's a Paul Rubens palette again, but these are all from the tubes that I have squeezed out into this big palette. These palettes are really useful if you're wanting to do, you know, big A4, A3, and you're using bigger brushes. You can really get the brushes in. So I really rate this. Oh, and it does have this bit, she says, that might have got a bit stuck in there. There we go. So this comes out if it gets too dirty and you haven't got time to wipe it, then you can always use this part as well. So that bit comes out. So yeah, these Paul Rubens palettes are quite useful. So that's Daniel Smith. We'll pop that in there. Then I've got some Michael Harding. So this is my travel set of Michael Harding, which is in one of these little, I love these actually. I mean, you can get a water brush in there, or a travel brush, but you've got some water there. So that's my travel set of Michael Harding. So that's going in my travel set box. And then this is my main Michael Harding palette, which you will have seen lots of times on videos. It's kind of my go-to. I've squeezed the paints into some half pans, some full pans, and these bits around the edge here. That gold is crema pale gold. So, and that is white gouache. But other than that, they are all Michael Harding paints. So there we go. But I have nothing written on the front, so let's write on the front. Michael Harding. There we go. So that's my Michael Harding. Moving on, we have got a palette with Shin Han paints in. There we go. I think I even did this on a video showing how you could use this palette, not just by filling it round there, but that you can fix some half pans, full pans into these bits here, if you're okay just using this part to do your mixing in. And yet again, that can come out, you've got more mixing there. So this is quite a good little palette, this one, this watercolour palette. Does it say who it's made by? No. But I'm pretty sure I put this on a previous video as well. Any questions, put them in the comments and I will definitely find the answers for you if I can. But at the minute, as I'm literally just trying to organise all of my palettes. Right, this just says number 1. That doesn't help me much, does it? Okay, so these are Rosa Gallery. Rosa Gallery full pans in the middle. And then, oh, a right mixture. A right mixture going around the outside. I recognise some, oh, I've put them there. Rembrandt, we've got Daniel Smith, we've got Jackson's, we've got more Shin Han's, we've got, what would M be? Oh, Marie Blue. Daniel Smith, Rembrandt, Jackson's. Yeah, so we've got a real mixture going around the outside, but I have at least labelled them up this time. This is my problem. I make up palettes and then I can't remember what it is that I've got in them. But I think we will call this one Rosa Gallery because those are the main paints in there. And those are the only Rosa Gallery paints I've got. Okay, so that one is now labelled up as Rosa Gallery. What else have we got? Okay. We've got these Cloverleaf palettes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. None of them are labelled. Okay. Well, let's just see what we've got then. So let's start with, how does it, there we go. Is it that way? Yeah. What have we got in this one then? Okay, not sure. This is what happens when you start out, you see, and you don't realise that in future you might really want to know what you've got in your palette. But it goes like that. Opera is going to be Daniel Smith. Don't know who the Vermilion is. Aussie Red Gold is definitely Daniel Smith. Jaune Brilliant. Probably Shinhan. That's an Azo. That's a Terra Vert. Viridian. Lunar Blue. Ultramarine. Yeah, I'm really not sure. So, what am I going to put on the front of it so as I know? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Because I might well change what is in it. If any of you have seen these Cloverleaf palettes, this comes out. So at some point when I've used those up, I might decide to put something else in there that is brand specific. But what I can do for the minute is, we'll leave that one in there. And with a little bit of, sticky tape. Let's see if we've got a little bit of sticky tape. Okay, here we go, sticky tape. Let us, we'll make that into a bit of a circle so that it's double-sided. Put that on the back there, and then that on there. And at least then I will know what I've got in it. But I'm going to put this in a different tub. Just so, yeah, I can't really show the tubs because they're too big. But there we go. You can go in there. Right, what have we got in this one? It's all a bit of a... These are all Michael Harding, and I have labelled them up. Okay. So, let us... Oh, how clever can I be? Let's see. Let's find a piece of card or a bit of an old painting. Okay. This is a little pad, and to be honest, I really don't like the paper in it, so I'm just using it to test out colours and things. But I'm just going to put on here Michael Harding, and maybe we'll make that a bit smaller. And I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to stick it on the front so that I at least know what it is that's in there. You have no idea how long it takes me to find things. Do any of you have the same problem? There we go. That is Michael Harding. And at least now we know what we have in there. Has that one got anything in? Ah, okay. These are spare inserts, basically. So if I leave that one with nothing written on it, then I'll know that that's the spare one. What do we have in here? Oh, okay. I wondered where this had gone. Okay. This is another Art Philosophy, and this was the Woodland set. But I think I decided that I wanted to put them in here. Did I stick them down? I did. Okay, so this is, we've already got one in there. So we can shut that like that. And then we can stick that one on the front. Because then we'll know what we've got. There we go, there's our Woodland set. And what have we got in this one then? Oh, these are all Isero and some SAA paints. Okay, there we go. So we can at least, actually let's put that back in there. We can at least label that up. We'll label it up as Isero. I'm doing it like this because I might change what's inside them. So there we go, Isero. Perfect. Moving onwards and upwards, I don't need to label these because they're already labelled. These were one of the first lots of paints I ever got. This is the Nature set by Van Gogh, Shades of Nature. And it's a lovely little set. I obviously haven't, well, you can kind of see what colours they are. I can see them here, look. So, whoops, wrong way around. There we go. So yes, that is a really nice little set for landscape painting when you're out and about. But I think the favourite one that I have of theirs is this muted colour set, it's called. And this is well used. Van Gogh, muted colours. You can see the state of it there. But yeah, just that colour combination is really quite a useful colour combination. I've used it so many times. And that is why we pop that one back in. You can see I've got a new one, muted, new, to replace that one. So we don't need to label those up. Those are all labelled up and ready to go. So they can go in there. What do we have next? Next we've got some, these are all of my handmade watercolours. So this is my Essie box of colours. Then this is all of my deep light colours. And then in here we have got a real mixture of colours. So yeah, I think they are fine as they are. So we will leave them as they are. Although I could put hand painted on the front there, couldn't I? Sorry, handmade. Handmade paints. There we go. So that's all of those. Okay, these are all of my Viviva colours. So these are really useful. I'm putting those in my travel box. I think we've got lots of odds now. Okay, what's this one got in it then? Ooh, okay. No idea. But I think we will just leave it as a travel set. I really should use some of these up. Okay, whose are these? Are these Roman Schmalls? No, St. Petersburg, White Knights. These are White Knights then. Okay. I don't have many. I obviously bought this a few to try, a few different colours to try. So we will... You never know, there might be a colour that I need at some point. So we will put that in there. Next up, these are all Gansai Tambi paints. So they kind of speak for themselves really. So it looks like I've got a set of 24. This was the kind of vintage set. Oops. This is a smaller set of 12. This is beautiful. This was the Japanese winter seasons one. See, I need to use them a bit more. What was that? The 1960s set. Ooh, that one came with a water brush and a pen. I'm guessing it's just like a starter one because you've got your basic colours there that you can mix to make loads of other colours. And then this is a... Oh, that's the little portable set. Don't know if any of you have seen that ever before. But... there we go. There is the portable set. And those are the colours. So, nice for if you're out and about. Keep it in the box and I'll know what it is. Then there's these Shadow Black Isumi ones that are rather nice. And what have we got in here? I'm getting off camera, aren't I? Oh, hold on. Let's look at these first. These are the graphite colours. So you've got these graphite colours, which are rather pretty. And it looks like spares. Spares, that's what I call them. So let's write on the front of there. Gansai Tambi spares. Right, let's put those away. Okay, so these are quite obvious because these are my beam paints and I can see them through there, so I think that's okay. I think I can leave them as they are. Then, well, let's see what we've got in this Schmincke palette. Which way does it open? That way. Oh, I forgot I got this palette. This is an interesting palette, isn't it? I think I got this off of eBay or somewhere like that. But I've labelled up paints that are in there, kind of. That's the bottom row, look. That must be the top row, but I haven't labelled up the names. So now I'm really never going to know what they are. But it has got some Schmincke in there. So perhaps the others are Schmincke. Perhaps it came... I'm guessing it came with the top row of Schmincke. And I've added the bottom row. And they are all Schmincke. Okay, perfect. So I don't need to change that. They are Schmincke in there. So let's pop you in a tub. Right, let's see what we've got in here then. These look like Michael Harding. I am so bad, aren't I? Not good at labelling them. But looking at those colours, ultramarine deep. Oh no, dusk yellow is not. I think this is a right mixture again, where I've just picked colours that I wanted, which is fine. But obviously, you know, if you're using them and, yeah, I'm not sure what we can really call that. I'm just going to put a little label on there as mixture, because it's a real mixture of paints. Just so that I know what it is, basically. There we go. We'll put that away. Then now we've got, this is one of the recent ones that I put up on as a video. This is that lovely Mission Gold, the new palette, which is really fun. I'm going to put that with my travel palettes. Oops, that one goes in there. And it says what it is, so that's absolutely fine. Then we've got the portable painter. What has this got in it? So really not for me. I have no idea. Can I tell by the paints that are in there? Let's have a look, shall we? Originally, ooh, we've got a couple that have fallen out. Royal Talons, Rembrandt. Royal Talons, okay. These are Rembrandt paints that I've put in here. Originally, I had Sennelier paints in here, and I took it away with me on holiday. And because they've got honey in them, they melted and they went absolutely everywhere. It was a bit of a mess, is all I'm going to say. So, let's get you back in there. And we will label you up. I obviously took them out of another plastic palette, if you like, and popped them in here so that there we go, that'll do. As long as I've got a label on it, it's fine. So that's that one. Moving onward and upward, we are nearly there, look. These are the last few. So my Fraser Price palette. I think has now got, oh, it's got a mixture in, but at least I have, this is me getting more organised. There are Van Gogh, Jackson's, Daniel Smith, Jackson's, Daniel Smith, Memory Blue, Daniel Smith's Lavender. So I have actually, it is a mixture, but I have actually labelled them all up, which is good. So we've got a mixture in there. Let's just... There you go. So that's a bit of a mixture. These are Daniel Smith, I believe. Yes. These are all Daniel Smith. And I've set this up as a travel palette, which is rather nice. So I think I'm going to leave it as a travel palette because it works. So there we go. We could maybe put, yeah, that's not going to tear. We could maybe put a little label on it in case I forget what's in it. Why don't I use scissors instead of ripping? There we go. That's Daniel Smith. And I'll pop that on there. And then we've got what's in here. Okay. Well, these are so small. In fact, some of them need refilling. Look, that one is tiny, tiny, tiny. That's your mixing palette. And then it's magnetic. But when you use them when you're out and about, so that the paint doesn't all stick. It's handy to put these little bits of paper in the middle, and that way, and it still shuts, magnets still work. But let's just label that up. We've got the colour names. So I think we will just stick that one on the front there. There we go. And perhaps we'll do the same to this one, which this one is hinged, so it's a bit better. And I have got the labels. It looks like these are a real mixture as well, but that's fine. I mean, they're not, I think I can recognise most of the colours. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to stick that on the front so as it doesn't get lost. Like so. There. And we'll pop you in there. Okay. Let's move you out of the way. The only other portable palette I have is this one, which is the Micro Portable Painter, which many of you will have seen before, but that one is all labelled up and I can see exactly what I've got in there, so that's fine. This, however, literally arrived this morning, and believe it or not, I don't have any Dala Brownie. This I got from eBay. There's a bit of a dent in it there. I've never seen this before with its little handle, and this round shape is quite unique. It's already got this bit labelling all the colours up. You've got some wells here to do some mixing in, and then you've got all your colours. And what is this? Is this a little size 4? Ooh. A little size 4 brush in there. So I don't know what these colours are like. I know they've got them all around the edge here. Does that... Oh yeah, you can just take that out so it doesn't get in the way when you're painting. But I'm thinking I probably need to swatch these out and see what these colours are like. So let's make space. And let's get something to swatch them in. Okay, here we go. Let's just do a bit of swatching, shall we? And see what colours we have. Well, they seem to be quite creamy. Let's move that out of the way. I'm just doing this really quickly today. Right, so we've got 3 yellows there, and they are lemon yellow. Then we've got gamboge and cadmium yellow hue. Okay. I mean, they're all pretty decent yellows. Then we've got I'll label these up afterwards and bring them back up. Okay, that was Viridian, Cadmium Red and Alizarin Crimson. The cadmiums are hues, by the way. They're not. They're cadmium hues. Right, let's keep going round. Ooh. I didn't think I would like these, but they're actually pretty good. I don't know why. I wasn't expecting them to be that good, but that was a bit presumptuous of me, really, wasn't it? Okay, so going along this row, we've got I'm calling that one purple, and then Prussian blue, ultramarine, cobalt blue hue, and I'm guessing that's cerulean hue. Okay, so let's keep going round. Maybe some of you have seen this set before. I never have. Okay, so on this row then, we have got sap green, followed by viridian. Then we've got yellow ochre, burnt sienna, and burnt umber. And then we've just got two left. I mean, I don't think we're going to see the white, but what I could do is maybe mix the white with the black on the page, because I mostly mix my colours on the, so the white is going to be one for mixing rather than anything else. So it was ivory black, and then the white is Chinese white, which Chinese white is the white that is used for mixing with other colours. It's not very opaque. Titanium white is a bit better, but to be honest, I think most of us use white gouache or Dr. P.H. Martin's bleed proof white these days. But I think I'm very impressed with the colours. Let's let them dry and come back. Okay, let's just bring these up. So here you go. There's our lemon yellow, gamboge, cadmium yellow hue. Then we've got viridian hue, cadmium red hue, alizarin crimson. They're calling this one purple. I think it looks more like fuchsia, but anyway. Prussian blue, ultramarine blue, cobalt blue hue, cerulean, sap green, viridian, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, burnt umber, ivory black, and then I've mixed ivory black with the Chinese white there. I have a feeling the viridian is probably a phthalo, and I think the cerulean is probably a phthalo as well. They look more like phthalos to me. But anyway, yes, this I got from eBay. I've never seen it anywhere else. But I'm a sucker for new and innovative little palettes. So I am loving this little palette. I think it's great. And then you've got this lovely little protective bit that you can tuck back in. Protects your paints when they're wet. And close it up. Ta-da! So there we go. That is every single palette that I own that has got watercolour paints in. The tubes I've already done on one of my very early videos back in, I think it was July last year. So you've already seen those, or you can go back and see those. If any of you really want me to swatch out any of the palettes that I've gone through, then you just have to let me know, and I will happily do that. But thank you for, well, tidying my palettes with me, and I think it's always good to see what other people have got. Maybe they've got something that you haven't that you might like to get. So I'm always intrigued with other people's collections of palettes. Those are mine. Okay, take care everybody, and do subscribe if you can. It doesn't cost a penny. It's completely free and it really helps me. So thank you all very much indeed. Have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening. Be well and be happy.